Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Supreme Court just ruled that Biden's plan for student loan debt relief is unconstitutional and is an overreach. Yeah, thanks, guys. Now, mind you, this is not a surprise. I did do a reading on this a while ago, and that's pretty much what I saw happening. And I think at that time I said, you're really not going to get that student debt relief until after the 2024 election. Once the Democrats are in control of Congress, assuming that we get out and vote and put them in a position where they're in control of the White House and Congress, that is, then student loan debt relief can go forward through legislation. In the meantime, President Biden announced that he's going to try a different path where they're going to try and create a temporary 12-month on-ramp repayment program, whatever that means, that removes the threat of default for borrowers who are unable to pay their bills. I'm assuming what that means is that for the next 12 months, if you can't make your payments, it's not going to count as a strike against you on your credit rating, something along those lines. And in 12 months' time, hopefully at that point, Congress can come up with something, or elections are going to be underway, and it's a stopgap measure. Maybe it may buy them time to come up with something else, but I really do think you have to wait till you get to the elections to get any permanent relief. Sorry, the pause was me trying to do the math in my head to see if the 12 months would get them through the elections, and it won't. It only gets them to June. So my question is, student debt relief. What's the current situation? What's the current vibe with this? Agreements need to be made. People are going to work together. This could be the Biden administration again reaching out, trying to find different paths to go to provide that relief. This on-ramp would be one. Maybe there's more things coming down the pike. I hope so. I don't think this on-ramp is going to be enough, but it'll at least buy some time. And that's with the past. Okay, so on a real negative reading, this is the Supreme Court smashing the agreement between the Biden administration and students and saying, basically that was a naive thing for you to do. I think the kinder way to look at it is the Biden administration now has to look at a different path to help these students, and it's to help them with pay off the debts that they've incurred in the past when they were younger, and they're just getting ready to go out into the world, and the flower in this case is the education that they would be receiving. Okay, so in the past, the Queen of Swords. This is the Supreme Court now coming in and put the lawsuit that blocked it, and then the Supreme Court. I'm assuming it's also the Supreme Court coming in saying, sorry, you don't get to do that. The Republicans are going to celebrate their victory because, hooray, nothing says we care about the American people quite like preventing, college students from getting some of their college debt relieved. Biden did point out that many Republicans who voted against this or and such also had businesses that had PPE loans that were forgiven during COVID. So the hypocrisy, of course, is remarkable because they don't want average people to get money back, but they're way okay if they get money back. So the wealthy get wealthier and the poor people still continue to struggle. Overarching energy is the High Priestess. There is something bigger going on here, and maybe this is something that it's a secret's revealed, but when asked. And I think, again, there's something going on behind this process that we don't know about. Whether maybe it's revealed that Supreme Court justices are paid off, or there's maybe this is what it is what Biden wanted to do was a good path, but whatever he comes up with is a better path. Trying to find the optimism in here, folks. Maybe we get something better out of this. Queen of Cups. But this is also, it's about taking care of people. And if they make some agreements that are better, they might have to keep a lid on it. Or you know what this is? This is keeping a lid on these plans for a little bit longer. They might come up with a better plan, but they can't roll it out until they're in a position that they're in power and have authority, i.e., controlling Congress and the presidency in 2024, so that they can do this. Or even if you get different people on the Supreme Court. But for now, the outcome is disappointment. They gave this their best shot. They got knocked down. And until you hold Congress, until you've got the Supreme Court on your side, this is going to continue, and you're going to have to keep fighting on this one. Okay. Not the greatest reading, but also not the most surprising reading. I am curious about the High Priestess, though, on that overall message. So, let's bring you on up here. Follow-up question. Assuming, we had to make an assumption here, that the Democrats get control of the House and Congress and Senate, hold the presidency, or if they get a majority on the Supreme Court again, will they be able to put into place some kind of student debt relief? I think it would be hugely popular. This is an investment in everyday people, and getting them out of crushing debt it helps everyone. It really does. Well, this card wants to stay on top, so we will oblige Spirit. So will we be able to, assuming that these things happen, either Supreme Court goes majority blue, or the Democrats gain control of Congress and the presidency, will they be able to get the student debt program? Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, the walking away portion of it versus holding things together. What in God's name does that mean? Okay, let's do the rest of the cards and I'll see if I can pull this out together. Manifestation, the World, so three major arcana, juggling, Justice card, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I think, so this would be, this decision, I think this is the Democrats walking away from the issue for right now. And, like the Republicans holding on to the money. But what this is kind of telling me is that this issue has to be left for a little bit, because people are too uptight about the money right now that you can't get through to them. And I think God, what is this? Oh, you know what? This is your student debt relief. Everybody's bundled with that money and trying to get away, walking away from that student debt relief. I guess it's not revealed yet. And the reason these cards look actually really good. So in the past, they come up with a new plan. They come with a new plan to get rid of this student debt, so people can walk away from the crushing debt that they're underneath, and get away from walking away from despair, as it were. This plan will go full circle. They'll be able to close it out, and maybe it's a one-time relief package. I'm not sure, but I think they actually get something through. It's incredibly beneficial when it's unveiled. It might be a little bit more limited in scope. That it's not going to be necessarily for everyone, but for the people that qualify, it's going to help out with their finances quite a bit. And this part gave me a lot of hope. Justice. I think that that even if they get this through, it'll be challenged again. But this time when it goes to the Supreme Court, it gets through. And people are being taken care of because, getting people out of debt so that they can invest or buy things will be quite helpful in this one. I think also what we might find is that maybe the economy is starting to suffer, and you have to free up some money for people so that they can participate in this economy. If U.S. business interests, if the economy goes down, business interests go down, and maybe that's it. Now the businesses are maybe a little bit more keen to get things rolling again so that they can get consumers buying products. So my thought is this likely will go through. It may not be the purest form of debt relief. It'll probably be business or economy driven to benefit wealthier people, but as a consequence, it will also help less wealthy people. But we're still early into it. We've got another year and a half, 2 years before this really gets some legs and starts going again. And I'm sure I'll throw on it before then. But that's kind of what the energy is telling me now with this. Okay. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for watching this reading. I really do appreciate it. You really do inspire me to keep doing readings. So keep asking questions, and I'll keep producing readings for you. Thank you.